Hello, my name is Dr. Yaya Sissoko. Today we're going to talk about Chapter 3, the driving force of specialization. We begin with absolute advantage. What is absolute advantage? Absolute advantage is the ability to produce a good using fewer input, for instance, less time or faster than other producers. In the production of meat, rows has the absolute advantage because rows need only 20 minutes to produce 1 ounce of meat and Frank need 60 minutes. In the production of potatoes, rows has also the absolute advantage because rows need only 10 minutes to produce 1 ounce of potato and Frank on the other hand need 15 minutes. So you can see that rows it take rows less time to produce both meat and potatoes. Therefore, rows has the absolute advantage in both the production of meat and potato. However, even though rows has the absolute advantage in the production of both meat and potatoes, this doesn't mean that rows should specialize in both activities. Specialization would be based on the comparative advantage. In order to find out who has a comparative advantage in the production of an activity, you must compute the opportunity cost. So what is opportunity cost? So opportunity cost is defined as whatever must be given up to obtain something. So opportunity cost can measure the trade-off between the two goals that each producer faces. So what is comparative advantage? Comparative advantage is defined as the ability to produce a good at lower opportunity cost than another producer. So comparative advantage reflects the relative opportunity cost. How about the principle of comparative advantage? The principle of comparative advantage said that each good should be produced by individual that has the smaller opportunity cost of producing that good. So specialization should be based on the comparative advantage. So in other words, if you have the lower opportunity cost in producing a good, then we say that you have the comparative advantage in the production of that good, and therefore you should specialize in the production of that good and leave the production of the other good to another producer. Table 1 summarizes the opportunity cost of producing meat and potatoes. You know, there are two ways to compute the opportunity cost. The first way would be if the output is given to you, you take a opportunity cost equal to what you give up divide what you get. Give up divide by gain. If the input or time is given to you, you take the time of producing one good divided by the time of producing the other good. For instance, the opportunity cost of producing meat would be the time of producing meat divided by the time of producing, so potato for each producer. So looking at the producer, at the opportunity cost here, Frank, so Frank take a Frank in the 60 minutes to produce 1 ounce of meat and in 15 minutes to produce 1 ounce of potato. So therefore, 60 divided by 15 equal to 4 ounces of potatoes. So each time Frank is producing potato meat, he has to give up 4 ounces of potatoes. On the other hand, it takes a rose to it takes 20 minutes for a rose to produce 1 ounce of meat and 10 minutes to produce 1 ounce of potato. Therefore, the 20 divided by 10 equal to 2. The opportunity cost for producing meat for a rose would be 2 ounces of potato. So we can see that in the production of meat, Rose is giving up less 2 ounces of potato, and Frank is giving up more 4 ounces of potato. Therefore, Rose has the comparative advantage in the production of meat, and should specialize in the production of meat and leave the production of potato to Frank. So moreover, to find out the opportunity cost of producing potatoes, Frank, it takes Frank, to 15 minutes to produce it one ounce of potato, and it takes Frank 60 minutes to produce it 1 ounce of meat. 15 divided by 15 divided by 60 equal to one fourth, so one fourth of ounce of meat. So therefore, anytime Frank is producing potato, Frank has to forego 1 ounce or 1 ounce or one fourth of ounce of meat in order to produce 1 ounce of potato. For Rose, it take 10 minutes to produce 1 ounce of potato and 20 minutes to produce it 1 ounce of meat. And the 10 divided by 20 equal to half. So therefore, anytime Rose is producing potato, he has to forego or give up half of ounce of meat. So you can see that quarter ounce of meat for Frank as opportunity cost is less than half an ounce of meat for Rose. Therefore, Frank is giving up less in terms of opportunity cost in the production of potato. Frank should specialize in the production of potato and leave meat to Rose. There are some principles that will apply to comparative advantage. One person can have absolute advantage in the production of both goods, but that person cannot have comparative advantage in both goods. For different opportunity costs, one person has a comparative advantage in one good, and the other person has comparative advantage in the other good. This means that you specialize in the production of the good in which you have the lowest opportunity cost and leave the production of the other good to the other producer. Another principle about comparative advantage is that the opportunity cost of one good is always the inverse of the opportunity cost of the other good. In other words, if you find the opportunity cost for one good, you just need to take the inverse of that opportunity cost in order to find out the opportunity cost of the other good. So the gain from specialization and trade will always be based on comparative advantage. This means that you should never base specialization on absolute advantage. Specialization will always be based on comparative advantage. In that case, total production in the economy will increase, and this will also increase the size of the economy pie, and everyone is better off in the economy. Trade can benefit everyone in society. This means that trade allows people to specialize. You do what you do best and leave the other activity to other people. For instance, I teach economics. I'm good and I'm efficient in teaching economics. I earn income. I use that income to buy, food produced by other producer, to buy car produced by other producer, to buy houses, built by other producer. The price of trade must lie between the two opportunity costs. This means that always for trade to be beneficial to the two producers, the price must be between the two opportunity costs. If the price is outside the two opportunity costs, trade will not be mutually beneficial to all the producers. The principle of comparative advantage explains why we have interdependence in economy, why gains are made from trade. This means that in the economy we are interdependent to each other, and then by trading everybody gain from trade, and everybody is better off.